Hello and welcome to the Third and Long podcast with the Week 13 review where a certain Mr. Irrelevant became more relevant. As usual, I'm here with Shane Harris, Phil Perrins, and Ollie Butler Henderson. How are you boys today?
I'm
Between
amazing.
the hours of 9 o'clock and 12:30 last night, I wasn't happy.
Can I just say? It's almost like the fates have aligned themselves today because not only is it the 13th week, but also a player wearing the number 13 is going to be a big talking point a little bit later on today's show. So much to get over. What a great weekend of football, am I right?
Jack Wolfenden wasn't that good yesterday for the Rams.
I don't know why Ollie's trying to pretend like he's mad that we beat the Dolphins when we beat a team in his division.
Clap.
Yeah, but that's because of you two.
I'm not happy that the Bengals beat the Chiefs last night for obvious reasons.
Yeah, they're not top spot, didn't they, Shane? No?
Didn't do us a favour at all, but didn't do us a
However,
favour.
when the Chiefs lose, everybody wins. So can we just keep that in
We
mind?
will delve into.
Apart from my bets.
I'm going to say something that's been broke a couple hours ago, which we will delve into a little bit more on Thursday. It looks like Baker's going to get released by Carolina.
And I just have a feeling he's going to... I do have a feeling he's coming to the Niners.
Yeah, as long as he stays 7 million miles away from Foxborough, I'm happy. Although, I might need him in Baltimore.
He has no home.
Yeah, I mean, Texans probably going to need a quarterback. I reckon he'll end up there probably. Let's roll on to this week's game because I know we're going to be talking about 7 hours about them two down there.
Yeah, let's start with Thursday night, Ollie.
Yes.
Let's start with Thursday night and Mac Jones saying what the rest of our fans are thinking.
What?
Throw frigging ball.
Throw the ball. These run plays are crap, wasn't it?
Yes. Good evening, Dave. And yeah, you're right. The Rams do need a quarterback.
Dave, how are you feeling after Thursday night? Are you starting to think, don't worry, be Zappy again?
Zappy isn't the answer because you're still going to have that useless Pratt as an offensive coordinator. That is our big issue.
So who's the useless Pratt? Is it Patricia or Judge?
Matt Patricia is the offensive coordinator or is the offensive play caller. They have left Matt stagnating instead of trying to coach him, help him, give him what he's good at, give him these throws, give him the RPOs, which is what he thrives off, instead of trying to palm the ball off to Stevenson to make a yard gain because he's running straight down the middle because that's what it is. There's no invention in the red zone. We are 31st in the red zone, or 27th, I can't remember which way it is.
And what do you think of this, Ollie, that Dave just said? Bill came out today and said he's not changing anything.
Right. I have read this and I have thought about
John.
this. I bet you are happy, John. So, yes.
Do you agree with this?
I'll come back to that in a minute. Right. Okay. Bill came out and says he's not going to change anything, yeah. We are still in the hunt. There's no point changing anything yet. To be fair, I don't know how we're still in the hunt. We are technically still in the hunt. It's between us and the Chargers and the teams that are 7-5. Something will be changed. I think it's a case of we had to give Matt because what we wanted or who we want isn't available until this season. Are we happy? Is our season done? Not totally. If we can get to 9, I think we'll sneak in, but it will be one and done because we'll end up against someone good. John, happy wedding day.
I'm not quite sure what this going to mean, but it is your wedding day. Happy wedding day, John.
Yeah. If it is your wedding day, John, why are you on the show? And thank you.
Yeah.
I hope you're on the big screen so everyone can see us. Yeah, I mean, yes, we made Buffalo punt, which is a nice change. Yes, Buffalo didn't score in the last quarter. Turn the gate, watched. It's when they're going, bloody hell, our first drive was super. Well, first or second drive, I can't remember exactly which one it was. It was brilliant. We drove the ball down the field. And then that was it. We didn't do the same again. It was like, right, we just palm the ball off and run it straight down the middle. Palm the ball off straight down the middle.
Well, John, if your wedding was last weekend, congratulations.
Okay. And
you're welcome.
Buffalo were in that second half in cruise control.
Yeah.
They really were in cruise control.
They were cruising. You didn't really trouble them at all in any part of the game, I don't think.
This is what we don't have. Imagination. It was. I'll go back to the Vikings touchdown against us in the red zone when it was Hodgkinson's. It was 4-2 or 3-2. They did a run play, didn't happen. Then they tried something different. They went, right, we'll do a little play action and throw it out, and they scored a touchdown. We weren't. It's run. Oh, damn, we've stopped it. Oh, dear, field goal. That's not going to win you games. You need to be.
I know.
Touchdowns win you games, unless you've got Justin Tucker who can kick it from 67 yards. Nearly. Bills are the best team in this division. We lost to Vikings the week before. We lost to Vikings who were in top gear the whole game. Bills never got out of second gear, and Patriots were shocking.
Mac went back to how Mac's been for this entire season.
I don't know what happened because in the play calling in Minnesota was spot on. Mac was allowed to throw the ball. They troubled that secondary. The Bills secondary has a not fully fit Poyer. They've got Von Miller. You could have in linebacker, defensive end. You could have gone after them, but they didn't. They just tried to run the ball down the throat.
I do agree with Dave here. I do think the Bills are beatable this season.
Any team's beatable in this league.
Unless Josh Allen gets back to how he was last season, I think the Bills are definitely beatable. I
think Josh Allen is still nursing the effects of that elbow injury from when he played against New York.
Yeah, 100%.
Be interesting. Let's roll on to Pittsburgh, who've kept Tomlin's record of a chance of still going the whole season, or having that winning record going all the way through his career, still intact, just about.
Kenny Pickett looked like a decent NFL quarterback.
Let's talk about Najee Harris's stiff arm. It's literally just popped up my screen.
He sent that guy back to the Earth's crust.
It reminded me of Josh Norman.
Yeah, Derek Henry and Josh Norman.
It was brilliant. Yeah.
I've seen much more tame than that.
I mean, it deserved to be on.
Sat down.
Yeah, it deserved to be on a wrestling match.
What a maneuver! I think I said that when he first was like, "What a maneuver!"
Channeling your inner Vince McMahon, what a maneuver!
Yeah, I mean, Ferryman had a good run. Was it 650 yards for the tight end?
Yeah,
going out.
Having a really nice run.
Ollie, we've got a late Patriots question by Dave. Who do you want to see as your OC or HC next season?
Bill GM, Jim Harbaugh HC,
Oof.
and the Bengals offensive coordinator.
Ollie, how would you feel as having D'Amico Ryans as your head coach?
The problem is, I think we need an offensive-minded player as a HC. I think.
Okay.
Because that is our defensive side of the ball. We're really, really good. We have been in the last 2 or 3 years. We've had a really good defense. Drafted well. We got some great players on the secondary.
Just while we talk about your defense, I believe Bose is now ahead of Judon on sacks.
I was waiting for that to come up. I haven't got the stats in front of me, so I'll have a look. I haven't got the up-to-date stats, but we'll see. I mean, It's not come to mind that Christian Barmore's out, and he's been out for the last 2 or 3 games.
Bill O'Brien. That'd be a great appointment.
There's a lot of patrons talking about that, saying, it's not with Jude. It's not surprised that Christian Barmore's come out and Jude's getting double or triple teamed.
Hmm.
I mean, Josh Usay has been really good the last couple of games, but yeah. Shall we go back to Pittsburgh? Anyone want to add anything about this Pittsburgh game? I mean, it was pretty quiet.
Yeah, not much happened really.
No, it unfortunately seems like a lot of nothing at the moment between those teams. Yeah.
It could have been a case of Falcons won yesterday and Buccaneers lost tonight. They would have gone number 1 in that division.
Yeah.
It's so poor, that division is unbelievable. How's Lamar? Shane?
Apparently, according to John, it's a days rather than weeks, and it's not season ending. Thankfully, I say thankfully, he didn't show up again yesterday. You know, and I think the fact. What's that about?
I was going to say Tyler Huntley struggled, which surprised me because I thought he was quite good last season as a backup.
Yeah, I mean, whenever he's come in, he's looked good, Huntley, Tyler. I mean, obviously, I've only seen what I've seen on Red Zone, but let's have a Ravens point of view of it, Shane.
I think apart from special teams, we're struggling all over the field at the moment, especially after last week. I mean, we lost the Jags by a point, but still losing to the Jags is a bit of a kick in the teeth. And only beating the Broncos, who offered nothing yesterday. I mean, Jerry Jeudy made a couple of catches, but other than that, it was not anything impressive. I genuinely thought we were going to lose yesterday. But Tyler obviously made the last-ditch touchdown, and they missed the game-winning field goal, thankfully. But we got the Steelers now on Sunday, and I don't think Lamar's going to be back in time, and I think they'll beat us.
Yeah, I think personally we did see a bit of old Russ in that missed field goal drive.
Yeah.
The scrambling and the throws. You did see a bit of old Russ there. But yeah, I mean, you were lucky. It was hardly on Red Zone. So it was a poor game, wasn't it? So you could tell that one. It's a really, really poor game.
It's the fans I feel sorry for, paying their hard-earned money to watch that.
Who the hell is James Porsche?
Who's that? Oh, James Porsche. Oh, yeah, of course. I wanted to forget about that. I tried to forget about that. That's Greg Roman.
Oh, that's when he got picked in the end zone, wasn't it?
Yes,
that trick play that went completely and utterly wrong. I thought it was Devin Duvernay who threw that.
No, he threw it into quadruple coverage towards Kenny and Drake. They just picked him off like it was nothing. And I was like, and I genuinely think that they need to get rid of Greg Roman. ASAP.
Is he your offensive coordinator?
Yes.
Maybe you could go to New England.
No, thank you.
Well, Stanford have come in for him, apparently.
Have they? Well, it's head coach.
You guys know I know nothing about college football, right? And I'm not going to pretend. For their head coaching job. So hopefully, he'll give me an early Christmas present and take the job, like.
Yeah, I mean.
Speaking of college football, have you seen the playoffs have been announced?
Yes.
First time, in God knows how many years, without Bama or Clemson.
It's the first time in history
Wow.
that it's not got Alabama or Clemson in the playoffs. It's amazing. I mean, those teams are the powerhouses of football. They are absolutely superb. Yeah, fair play.
I think Dave agrees with you on no thanks on the Greg Roman issue.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers had a shave and he still owns Chicago.
Yes, he does still own Chicago.
I want to know one big question. Does Aaron Rodgers doppelganger, has he had a shave now?
He's going to have to.
It was brilliant. I was like, he even came over to London when they came over, which was great. Justin Fields was brilliant, apart from his 2 interceptions. I mean, one was literally trying to chase the game. I mean, Christian Watson is now my pick for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's definitely up there, 100%. The bloke cannot stop scoring touchdowns.
So it was the first 8 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
It was 1 touchdown. The last 4 weeks, it's been 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He has been superb, and he now seems to be Rodgers' go-to guy, which is brilliant. And even had a 49-yard run, didn't he, as well? 46-yard run as well. So it's brilliant. Yeah, Dave agrees. Fields was immense.
He felt sorry for Chicago. Thought they had the game. Fields is immense. And then John just said, out of all the people to look like, Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be my first choice. Poor guy. I agree.
Yeah, definitely. I have to do something with that one because I was doing my head in. Yeah, St. Brown was good as well for even Chicago. He had a couple of brilliant catches for 85 yards yesterday. Khalil Harry, why couldn't you've done that in New England?
I was thinking the same thing when he made that catch as well.
It was a brilliant catch. I mean, it showed he was a first-round pick. Really, really good. Really, really well played. Which is a shame you couldn't do that in New England. It would have been nice to actually have a wide receiver in the first round who could actually catch.
Clearly, he's got hands now. He's in Chicago.
Yeah, he's obviously changed his gloves. But hey, that's what it is. You never know. I mean, apart from that, wasn't much else. I mean, Rodgers almost blew it a couple of things, but yeah, was it Bears took out a nice lead?
As Dave said, F. Harry.
Yeah, I'm guessing you're not overly happy about that one, Dave. Yeah, it wasn't.
Record it, Dave. Tell him how you really feel.
Yeah, don't know about that, Dave. Yeah, yeah, they were Green Bay. I mean, they scored 18 points in the last quarter. It was a really, really good comeback from them, and fair play to them, getting there. Jones took a couple of knocks. He was in and out of the game through injury, which is a bit of a blow for them. But AJ Dillon still had 93 yards on the ground and 26 through the air, mind you. So, don't ask.
Should we move on to the Washington Giants tie?
I was going to roll on to Jacksonville, but yeah, we'll go to Washington.
I mean, this is actually an entertaining game to watch.
It was probably. I mean, it's now been switch flexed with ours on the week 15.
They just said best I leave it there.
So their rematch in 2 weeks' time has been flexed. So they're now the Sunday night football, and we've been moved from the Sunday night football.
Your mode has been moved into the. Is it the early window or the late? It's the late window.
9:05.
Yeah.
So the 4 o'clock. It was an entertaining game, but it wasn't. Wow. I mean, how many games was there in the first 5 minutes that had turnovers?
Oh, so many.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, every other one there was a turnover, and it was brilliant. I mean, Brian Robinson this player's going to be an absolute beast.
Oh, he will be a
league.
star.
The guy he's an Alabama product. He's a 3rd-round pick, I want to say.
Yeah,
shot in August, twice in the leg, still running, and he's running for 96 yards in December.
Yeah.
And always a contestant for the angry runs because he just runs through people. Superb. Love watching that guy. Absolutely love watching him run. Tyler Heineke is not getting another pair of Jordans in a blue. That's going to wait for a couple of weeks' time.
Yes, blue and white.
I mean, what do you guys think of this game? Is there anything that's...
like I said, it was entertaining. I liked that Daniel Jones ran quite a lot. As John has just said, Dotson's TD was a good finish, and yes, he is looking a good prospect. And like I said, entertaining game. And to be honest, I think a tie was a fair result because they looked both on a par with each other.
Yeah, I mean, they've moved up. Both of them have moved up the playoff charts. I think they've moved up a spot each in their playoffs. They are looking really, really good at the moment, both of them. And Daniel Jones gave what New York wanted, which was more runs.
It's crazy that at the moment all 4 NFC East teams get in the playoffs.
It's mad. We'll talk about the third one, the last one later on, because that was insane, especially that last quarter. Let's talk over to Jacksonville and Detroit because
Dan Campbell, my guy.
Is this guy putting himself in for Coach of the Year?
No.
Was it now? So they won 5 in their last 6 games.
Short answer.
5 in their last 6 games they've won. They've been absolutely brilliant. They're one of the highest scoring offenses in the league.
But they won't make the playoffs.
They're not good. They're still got a chance. They're not eliminated, unlike Texans and Chicago.
Yeah, but they won't make the playoffs.
I don't know. I'd like to see him go there. I really would.
I'd love to see Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions in the playoffs. But this season, it's not going to happen. And if you're not in the playoffs, I don't feel like you can win Coach of the Year.
But what he's done with that team, it's gone from what? 1 win up to 5? I think they could be. Do they got a chance? I'm trying to get their schedule up.
I did say I did say Thursday night that I fancied the Lions to actually win this one and win it quite comfortably. Yeah, I mean, just watching my wife, the ultimate armchair Lions fan, was actually properly buzzing about it. She was actually more buzzing about that more so than the England game that was also on the opposite channel. So she was just going, "Woo, Lions!" I appreciate that, love. She's just sitting downstairs listening to us.
And Dave said, "I can't see the Lions in the playoffs this year," so he agrees with me.
So the next 2 games are Jets and Panthers.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. That's Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I wanted Lions, but never mind. They wouldn't bring another. Never mind. Yeah, I mean, Jared Goff was over 100 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah, Jared Goff, as we said, Jared Goff's looking good.
340 yards, 2 touchdowns.
What's happened to Etienne? Because he's gone missing the past couple of weeks for the Jacksonville.
Injury.
I mean, he still had nearly 70 yards yesterday. Unfortunately, no touchdowns, but they're not looking as good.
Dave said next year, a couple more decent signings, maybe can contest against the Packers and the Bears.
I would like. I think they need another stud wide receiver to complement St. Brown.
DJ Chark should be that though.
Yes, he should.
But he's not. I think he's not. I mean, he received 98 yards yesterday. But Amon-Ra St. Brown had 11 targets, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra has the bulk of it, despite absolutely getting levered on one thing and still coming in a couple of plays later.
Yeah.
They are looking superb. Absolutely superb, and give them out. Let's go to Texans, Houston.
The only thing I really want to say about this game is that it was not great, and the Eagles still look scary.
I'm on about Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland. Yeah, Deshaun Watson was awful.
Oh my God, he was so bad. He was so bad.
All of their points came from defense or special teams.
Yeah. So Peoples-Jones punt return, which is the second longest punt this season. The fumble that went for Denzel Ward for about 4 yards, touchdown, and there was another defensive touchdown as well.
That was a pick 6, I think.
But you said earlier on in the game on the group chat saying that Deshaun Watson's throwing low.
Yeah, everything was low. Or
it's a case of now he's missed far too much. I think he's missed a lot of time.
Yeah.
I said Thursday, I said that it'll take a while to gel with this new offense. And the fact that he hasn't been playing the fact that the amount of time that he had off as well is obviously going to clearly affect not just him, it affect anybody.
Yeah, it's 700 days without throwing a ball. That's a long time. That's like almost 2 years. In fact, it is nearly 2 years. 2 years, just shy of 2 years.
Yeah.
Poor. So poor.
I mean, it's not like he couldn't have played last season.
He just was being a dick.
He chose not to play last season.
Texas is just, they've got, I mean, we said we used this analogy a lot last off-season, and they've got more holes on the calendar.
Yeah, I came up with it.
They haven't filled many of those holes.
No, they haven't.
And they're struggling with it. They really are struggling with it. They are on a major rebuild. They're going to be the number one pick for another 3 or 4 years, I could see, easily.
Dave, I feel like Red Zone definitely did show a few Watson plays.
Yeah, a few. I don't remember a lot of it though, but there was a few.
Yeah,
but there were a lot of like his underthrown passes.
Yeah.
To be fair though,
the reason they didn't show much was because he had no highlights.
Yeah, he was 12 from 22 for 131 yards. He had 7 rushes for 21 yards, and he got picked once. That's not what you were expecting. When Browns signed him 8 months ago, they weren't expecting that, were they? That return, because that is really, really important.
I thought they were going to bring Jacoby back in at one point.
Well, they did for a snap.
Yeah, for one snap though. That was just a trick snap.
It's for him. I want him to do well. Boys, before I go, really quickly, I just want to ask you a question to see how you all feel about this. Do you think you will play for another team after the Browns, considering everything that's gone on?
Who's going to want to touch him?
What? No.
Yeah, why would anybody want him with that contract?
They wanted him. The Dolphins wanted him. The Panthers wanted him.
Yeah,
that's
but
before the contract, though, isn't it?
Now do they want him?
That's what I'm saying to you. Like, I gotta shoot off because I gotta go back to work. But I'll leave you with this to just sort of chew on for a little bit.
I, as a Patriots fan, barge pole, keep away from, wouldn't touch.
Yeah, same here.
Releasing Baker and signing Watson, correct decision by the Browns. John's just put in. So it's the same kind of question. So
I agree with the releasing Baker and rolling with Jacoby. I think that was fine, but signing Watson was a mistake.
Yeah, all day long. All day long. It was a bad business by Cleveland in general. What about yourself, Phil? What do you think of it? You're not a Cleveland fan anyway, but
Do you know what? Even when he was at the Texans, I never saw it in Deshaun. Like, genuinely. And you know what? His celebration alone is just cringe. Even before all the scandalous, inappropriate touching kind of thing came out, it's him sniffing his finger. I always got creepy vibes from him anyway. So I don't, because I think there's other quarterbacks out there that are consistently better that are paid considerably less, and it blows my mind.
And there's one of them that
I agree with DJ.
Yesterday. I'm guessing he's on about Watson and not Baker.
Yes.
But yeah.
I think so. I mean, Baker's going to be an interesting one where he goes now, but we'll go to that on Thursday.
Yeah, there's going to be franchises need him.
So
really quickly, boys, really quickly, should I light the 49ers dynamite and stand well back and leave you carry on?
No, that they're not going to that page for at least another 5 games, so they can wait.
That's fine. I've got it all prepped.
I'm just gonna leave the room and let them go.
Dave said, "Hope they do a Kaepernick treatment because what he's done to me is worth." Yeah, I agree with that.
Whoa, Deej. What did Colin Kaepernick do?
Yeah, Colin didn't do anything.
Because the reason why Colin Kaepernick got dropped by the 49ers because he was an absolutely abysmal player in his last season for us. It's got nothing to do with him taking the knee. He was just watching his last couple of games as a 49er. He was really bad, really bad. Oh, that bad that Ollie left and then came back.
I think he just had a sneeze. I'm it's very double standards by the NFL.
Yes.
Colin Kaepernick took the knee. Everyone, oh no, he can't be doing that, blah 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 blah.
And then Goodell
Deshaun
backtracked
Watson,
quicker than the
Deshaun
trot.
Watson, pretty much. Yeah, we know what Deshaun Watson did.
I mean, he was
And
proven
it's- and
guilty.
it's-
He was proven guilty.
And it's an NFL thing. Ray Lewis.
So
Another
DJ said, "Yeah, I meant it. No one wanted to touch it."
Yeah.
It's bad.
Ray Rice as
It's
well.
really bad.
Remember Ray Rice?
Yep. It's bad. It's it's an NFL thing, isn't it? Kareem Hunt. Zeke is another thing as well. But
Yeah.
taking the knee and putting the game in dispute. Yeah, it's fine. Betting £1,500 on another team when you're not even playing. Yeah, that's season ban. Let's roll to New York. In fact, it was Minnesota. I thought we were going to get Mike White syndrome, second game syndrome again.
Well, we did really.
Yeah.
He threw for 369 yards. Yes, he got picked twice. He ran for a touchdown. That could be an angry run touchdown because he was not stopping. Mike White is what Zach Wilson should have been. And Kirk Cousins went 0-5 to start the game with.
Here's my question for you. The way the team have rallied around Mike White in the way they haven't for Zach Wilson, do you think Zach Wilson's done in New York?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You are not unless Flacco and White go down. Zach Wilson will not be taking the gridiron for New York again. He will be shipped out as quick as they can. I mean, he was a first-round pick.
Second pick overall.
When he came back from injury last year, you could see glimpses why he was second picked. But his attitude stinks. He acts like a little boy. He makes stupid throws. I mean, the 3 picks that he had against us, 2 of them at New York, 1 in Foxborough, it was literally like, oh, I'm just going to throw it to the Patriot. It doesn't matter. It's wrong. It really, really is wrong. But yeah, I'd love to know what your guys think of it.
So Mike White did play well. I do agree with you for everything you said about Zach Wilson. I don't see him taking the gridiron for New York again. I think Robert Saleh's had enough of his attitude and his unwillingness to take responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Dave said Mike's played well, and I think Mike did very well. Apart from those 2 picks, he is now battling for that QB job. I think that QB job is his next season. They're in another team.
Apparently, the Jets are one of the teams that are in for Garoppolo.
I can believe that.
Garoppolo injury, so that might change things. But
I think they'll run with Mike White for the rest of the season. They're gonna make the playoffs. I really think Jets will make the playoffs. They'll scrape it in. They're another team that the quarterback position isn't their main problem. And they're one of those teams that, right, okay, let's build everything up and then go for it. This is why I don't get why bad teams who have got lots of issues takes quarterback in the first round and not go for, right, let's go for a stud wide receiver or a really good tight end or a really good running back or O-lineman to give the quarterback a chance.
What do you guys think about this? Do you think a team with experience by running backs and wide receivers would help Zach mature? Because I think it would.
Do you know what Zach strikes me as? And I don't know whether or not it's because since he's been drafted into the Football League, that they've kind of played up the fact that he is a bit of a he's a bit of a MILF hunter and he kind of like he goes to go on the town. Do you know what he strikes me as? Stifler from American Pie.
Yes.
That's literally the vibes that I get, and even when you watch him in in press conferences, and he's still got that kind of like Gronkowski kind of like frat boy attitude, but without, the ability to back it up, especially in that quarterback position, because you can be kind of like Stifler-esque if you're like a tight end and you're like Gronk or Kittle or even like a wide receiver with that particular attitude. But if you're like a quarterback and you're 23, 24 and you're showing arrogance and you're actively the weakest part in your team when your team drafted you because he was drafted was he second overall? He was second overall. So
yeah.
I mean, with the exception that Trevor Lawrence was always going to be picked first, like he was in no way in any universe was Trevor Lawrence not going to be picked first in the last year's draft. So he was considered to be the best of the rest, and he's not really proved it like, say, Justin Fields has in small doses or Mac has in New England. I've just never been impressed by him, and I think Salah has just gone. Yeah, no, I'm good, thanks. I know we wasted some capital on you in terms of what we got in terms of what we could have got, but no, I just get the impression. And Salah is he's a defensive guy, he's a no nonsense kind of guy, and I think his attitude, he's done, and I think he could potentially end up in somewhere like Carolina or Texans or somewhere or Falcons.
In terms of Zach Wilson, I actually liked him coming out of the college. I was hoping that he was going to drop to 3. But now I'm very, very glad he didn't. And Dave just brought up one of the podcast fan favorites. Reminds me a bit like Manziel.
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
He needs to needs to go to someone if Indianapolis is going to keep Matt Ryan for another year. He needs to sit someone behind like Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Tom Brady,
but
those veterans who know this league and know this is what you do to win in this league.
But he did. He sat. I mean, as much as I would trash him to his face, he did sit behind. Well, he sat with Flacco, and Flacco has done it. He was once a elite quarterback, so he's had veteran experience, and he's also got veterans on the New York Jets team. So, I generally think that if you're not listening to like your Flaccos of the world, and if you've been dropped a couple of times for injury and bad play, and you're still not learning that maybe you're the problem, he's in his own way.
He needs a Belichick to go.
Yes, but then Belichick would have shipped him out. Like, I mean, like Belichick would have looked at him once and gone, "No, I'm good, thanks." Like Belichick wouldn't have drafted him. Like if Zach Wilson had fell, in the draft to the Patriots, they would have passed. Like I guarantee you, they would not have picked him.
I feel like we need to move on and actually give some credit to the Vikings because they did win this game.
Yes, but we give credit to the Vikings every week at the moment.
But it wasn't Kirk Cousins.
No, it was
Dalvin Cook.
Oh.
It wasn't even Justin Jefferson because Justin Jefferson was getting fed up.
Yeah, Sauce won that matchup.
Yes.
Yeah, which I don't think it was Sauce. I mean, Jefferson was targeted 11 times. Kirk Cousins' first 5 passes was interceptions. He then went. It was like 6 for 9 incompletions. Sorry, his next 6. He then went 6 for 9. Kirk Cousins had an off day, which Kirk Cousins gives you.
Yeah.
I mean, he only threw for 173 yards, and it was all on the run game. Cook, Madison, they were lucky, very, very lucky that their defense held out at the end. Very, very lucky, and fair play to you've got to take your cap off to the defense. Nothing else on that one.
So should we move on to the Titans-Eagles game?
Eagles are firm Super Bowl favourites after that game.
Yes, and I hope Treylon Burks is okay after that horrible hit.
Well, the best thing is he walked off the field.
Did he?
He walked off the field unaided. Titans are one of these teams will always make the playoffs, and they'll always be there or thereabouts because of their division.
And B. Derrick Henry.
I mean, Derrick Henry only ran for 30 yards yesterday.
Really?
They stopped Derrick Henry. Tannehill had more running yards than Derrick Henry. Eagles aren't. The run defense is getting better. I mean, since they've had Sue, their run defense has got so much better.
I mean, I trashed Sue at the time, but he's made that defense a lot better.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts. I'm going to hold my hands up here. And I'll back this up. I was slating Jalen Hurts big time last year. I said he's not going to be this quarterback that everyone thinks he's going to be. He's nothing. He can't make it. I don't know what he's done in his off-season. or if it's the fact that they've added AJ Brown, who had a game and a half, to this offense.
Yeah.
Fair play to them. They are brilliant.
I mean, a bit of confidence, extra personnel, probably that maturity because this is his third year in the league.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we think when we draft the quarterback sometimes, and this is when we mentioned earlier about like drafting quarterbacks high in the draft and expecting them to hit the ground running. We're slowly starting to see now Trevor Lawrence fulfill his potential. And there's a long distance to go. And, we won't talk about it when we come to the 49ers, but you've got like Trey Lance, the youngest quarterback in the league. He has still got a long distance to go before I will consider him even a mid-tier quarterback. How many years did Aaron Rodgers sit behind Brett Favre? Was it 3?
3.
Yeah.
3 years. So they're not expected to hit the ground running. And I think 3 to 4 years is when you can kind of expect those quarterbacks to actually step up and actually slowly fulfill their potential. Because, again, is Tua in his third year?
I think so.
Yeah. So
It took Alan Ford, didn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So, even then, Allen's still making rookie mistakes in the last couple of seasons. I mean, the last couple of games, I should say, where Josh Allen has made some very rookie mistakes that we wouldn't expect him to make. So, I'm over the moon for Hurts, and this is someone that's a massive Gardner Minshew fan. I still think Minshew Mania will be running wild in the offseason. I think people will be trading for him. But
God, imagine Minshew at the Super Bowl. Or at his ring presentation, that's going to be insane.
Oh my God!
Can we just go back to this Dave comment, because I just want to have some stuff to say about Hurts first. So at the start of the season, I picked Nick Sirianni for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, you did.
I'm feeling pretty good about that, and I feel like the fact that I think this is the first year where Hurts had the same coach for 2 years in a row.
Yes,
and it showed.
So I feel like him knowing the offense is a big help.
Yeah, I agree with that.
On top of all the things you've said, on Dave's comment, which is Titans for me as a team, they just don't do it for me. Love their coach, but the team are missing some bits. I agree, and they lean very heavily on Derrick Henry. Look what happens when Derrick Henry doesn't perform; they lose by 25 points.
Them and the Vikings are very similar.
They also lean on the fact that their division, the rest of the division, is awful.
Like I said, them and the Vikings are very similar. Relying on their 1 or 2 star players they got, and if those 2 are out, they struggle, which is a problem. Let's roll on to the late games, and this was a really, really good game. Your divisional rivals.
Yeah. Seahawks Rams.
Really, really good game. I mean, it was entertaining.
I think Phil would back me up on this. That the best result for us would have been if an asteroid crashed into the stadium and the game was never.
Oh my God, that'd be so sick.
Yeah, can we not trash the stadium, because the stadium is actually quite nice.
I do like SoFi Stadium, but
Jack Wolfenden had a really good game. Okay, yes, he's got picked twice, but he made the throws. He's made of something, because his ankle got literally bent 180 degrees and still came back on and running around like he didn't.
Gino looked ordinary.
Yeah.
And there was an interesting confrontation between DK Metcalf and Jalen Ramsey.
There was an interesting confrontation between Ken Walker and Geno Smith.
What was that about? Because then Ken Walker does interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love Sean McVay as HC at Foxborough. And I think
why did he leave LA?
Do you know what's the thing that bothered me the most? So sorry, you talk about McVay again. Sorry, before I just interrupt about the Rams, because something I saw last night really bothered me, and I just want to explain to you why. Sorry, go on.
Sean McVay is friends with Belichick. They spend a lot of time friends. Spend a lot of time talking to each other.
Head coach friends.
Around the Super Bowl, when they play the Super Bowl. Bill will go upstairs. Sean will come over like that way. I think that'll be a good one.
Sounds like the beginning of a porno.
Gino looked ordinary. Still threw 367 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's ordinary. And Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf went over 120 yards each.
The Rams don't have a defense.
And Jalen Ramsey is toast.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
god.
Wimp to have a matchup with DK Metcalf. So DK Metcalf motioned across and literally trying to go like that, beckoning Jalen Ramsey to follow him across.
Hmm.
Brilliant. But Bobby
Right.
Wagner had a bit of fun against his old teammates.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had,
I said last week that I think the shine's slowly going off on Gino, and yeah, he played. I mean, his stats are very, very, very good for the game. But like you said, the Rams are really, really bad, and I'll go on record and saying I think they are the worst defending Super Bowl champions in history. But the one thing that really, really bothered me about this, and gents, Ollie, if you were to think about like retired jerseys in the NFL, like when the teams retire a jersey in honor of their famous player, can you think of probably the most famous LA Rams or St. Louis Rams quarterback? Like the most famous?
Kurt Warner?
Kurt Warner. I thought Kurt Warner's jersey was retired. I was wrong because last night John Wolford wore the number 13 jersey.
it was
And
worn last year by someone as well. Because
I know, and
DK.
looking at like the retired jerseys for like the Los Angeles Rams, they only have, the most notable person is Marshall Faulk and Eric Dickerson. Like the rest are players that played in the 60s, and I just thought surely they would have like retired the number of the quarterback that put them on the map, that helped stop them being a joke, and had like quite a success story around it. But no, number 13 is still very much in use, which again blows my mind.
So apparently, decent Ramsey got peed off with Metcalf motioning all the time. I'm going to leave your game till last.
That's fine.
Okay.
Let's go to John's team first. I loved the last 30 seconds and that little bit of lateral that Allen did to Eckler to get those extra 15, 20 yards.
I'm going to be honest. I turned off after the Niners game, so I didn't see this.
Yeah, I mean, it was Raiders played really well. I mean, the injuries now on that O-line in Chargers are starting to really hurt this team.
Yes.
Injuries are going to, cripple that team for the rest of the season. Las Vegas, John, you are starting to look like a doable team now, a winnable team that's going to win games. Isn't good when we play you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think just to say, I think Dave's right. Beckham did have 13 last year.
No, he had 3.
No, he had 3. He had 3.
Really?
Someone else had 13. I can't remember who it was. Josh Jacobs again, 144 yards on the ground.
Hey,
Let's put this in context. 144 yards on the ground with a calf strain. Devontae Adams, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's ridiculous. Las Vegas have found it now. Found that mojo. Let's see if they can get another couple of wins on the bounce.
And I do think now this will probably take McDonald's into next season. I think
this will save McDaniel's job.
Yeah, I think the last couple of victories alone has helped tick him over into next season because one, I don't think Davis can fire him. I don't think he has the funds to fire him this season, and the salary cap goes up next year anyway. So, they might have more money to play with. But I generally think that the turnaround in recent weeks might be enough to keep him there next season. Which I still hope the Raiders will turn out good.
Burrows has now beaten Mahomes the last 3 meetings.
Oh, I know, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
But by 3 points each time.
Really? I didn't know it was 3 points each time.
3 points each time he's beaten them. There are these teams that has this bogey effect on people, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Bengals are starting to become Kansas's one. Like we had for Bills and all that as well. Oh yeah, Chase is taunting. Something like that, but I can't find the mouse. There it is. It was a touchdown. I can't remember whose touchdown it was, and literally in front of the Kansas DD, it was literally like that, throwing money at them. Also, I felt really sorry for Travis Kelce. Fumbled the ball. And then Bengals go and score resulting touchdown from that from that play. And then it was all you kept pitching every time the ball wasn't on the field was close up of Travis Kelce's face. And he looked like he wanted to punch someone.
Yes.
Really looked like he wanted to punch someone. And just let the guy alone. Yes, I know it's his mistake. That's cost it. It's actually a really good defensive play. The ball got punched out.
But can we talk about Mahomes' touchdown where he jumped in the air and just about broke the plane?
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it was Air Jordan-esque, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They said that as well on Red Zone. It was very much Jordan-esque quality.
Mahomes.
He is a really, really good quarterback. I love watching Mahomes. I love watching him, Allen. Where they scramble around and create that extra space and extra time. Rodgers did a few years ago, and Rodgers used to be able to do it. And Russell Wilson, they can run around and make that extra time without bombing forward, making the yards on their feet. Joey Burrow's used his feet quite a bit as well yesterday. Including
said, I love watching him lose.
Yeah, Kelly doesn't like his voice.
Well, I think Kelly just enjoys watching the
frog.
I think Kelly just enjoys watching the Bengals win, doesn't she?
Possibly.
Mhm.
I have one upset child and one happy child because I think Finn's to the Bengals unless he's gone back to LA. I don't know. I'm going to mute myself and let you two carry on.
No. Can we talk about the Cowboys first, then before we finish on that?
No, we do Sunday nights on Thursday.
Oh, fine. Hold on a second. I've got something planned. Hold on.
We're holding.
I can't hold on much longer. I've not got longer battery left.
Teams that have a fake quarterback.
Yeah, teams have more than one quarterback.
Now, I don't care. You can have Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance. Nothing is going to stop the 49ers and our quest for 6. Am I right, little Ollie? Am I right?
Injuries.
Well, you say injuries, but we lost our starting quarterback, and then we had the very, very, very proven but tired losing quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo, and then Brock Purdy came in, and I'm not joking. There was no descent in terms of productivity, genuinely.
Yeah, Purdy played very well yesterday.
Yeah, well, we can only judge him what he's just done.
I think it's unfair for us to play that, but to expect A, for him to perform the same way he did. Now people have got tape on him. And B, for us to play that simplified offense for the rest of the season because it will get found out.
I don't think we played a simplified. We were still playing RPOs. Watching the game back, I mean, it was actually really nice to see because, Jimmy has a certain way of playing. He looks at his first read, and then that's it. And it was actually quite nice. With one of the exceptions where he passed to, I think he passed to Debo or Ayuk instead of an Oben McCaffrey. But it was actually quite refreshing for the first time since Jeff Garcia. We were we saw a quarterback and he's looking at the different reads that he has available. And yes, he's only played one game, but he was mobile. He read the game well. He threw long. He threw short. I mean, I think that RPO offense that I know Shanahan has been dying to play, but has been very limited with. Yes, he had a very limited playbook because he wasn't expecting to play, but Purdy didn't skip a beat. Genuinely, he didn't look like he missed anything. And even when we went 7 down before Jimmy went off, I wasn't really worried because I get worried in the fourth quarter. I generally do. So in the first half, I wasn't really that worried. Jimmy went down. Oh well. And then Brock came in, and I was going, oh, okay then. But I genuinely thought we played exceptionally well yesterday. And that was a statement. Our third string quarterback outplayed Miami.
I want to talk about our defense for a minute.
Yes,
Can
please
I just
do, because I was
interrupt
going to
you
go to
because
that
it
next.
follows on to what he said.
Okay.
Brock Purdy reminded me of that time when Zappy came and filled in for Mac. No expectation on this kid.
Yeah.
Got no film on this kid. It's going to be interesting in 1, 2, 3 weeks' time because he's obviously going to be the starter for the rest of the season now. When more teams get more and more film on him, we'll get little traits on him. What's he going to be like after 2 or 3 weeks? When teams have got traits on him, I mean, you've got a fairly easy running. Your teams are under 500 in general.
Yeah.
You've got to capitalize on this now. Don't rely on Christian, your run game, and go from there. But yeah, I mean, the kid did look good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He did look comfortable, and it did remind me of when Zappy came and filled in for us because this kid's got no expectations. He goes, if I throw a pick, I throw a pick. The team aren't going to expect me because he's had no reps with the team.
He'll always bring it back to the Patriots, won't he?
No, I'm just putting it from my own experiences. Like in general, when the starter goes down or the second string quarterback goes down, and the third guy comes in, it was like when Skylar Thompson came in for Miami a few weeks ago.
Skylar Thompson had a great game yesterday. One throw, one interception.
But yeah, these teams have got no videotape, no tape on them.
Yeah.
So that's why it's going to be, it's going to be interesting in 2 or 3 weeks' time when teams have got tape on him. And look, you see this is a slight trait. You're going to understand if he does this, this is going to happen.
So just moving on to our defense. 3 sacks for Bosa. Fred Warner got a pick. Lenore got a pick. Jimmy Ward got a pick. Fred Warner tackled. Hafanga was everywhere. Our defense was absolutely proved why they're the number 1 defense in the league. Bosa now leads the NFL for sacks.
Yep.
Matthew Judon is now non-existent in Bosa's mind and my mind because you're going to be paying me. Armstead was back, which was nice.
It's interesting.
Our secondary looked good. Our middle linebacker core looks exceptional.
Yeah, Drake
With
Greenlaw.
Warner, Greenlaw, and Al-Shaya, like they looked bloody brilliant. I mean, we've mentioned. I mean, Ollie, me and you are quite proprietors of like Tua. I mean, I know Mr. Butler Henderson is not a massive fan of Tua, but he's been playing at an MVP caliber level. But
something was off with Tua last night. And
yeah,
it wasn't just
and I don't know whether or not it's the fear of playing against Bosa or just that 49er offense. I said that 49er defense did not let up, even after half time when DeMarco made the adjustments, because they knew, and I don't know what it was, but they knew that their run game was never going to win. Because if you look at the stats, Raheem didn't get much reps. Jeff Wilson Jr. didn't get much steps. I mean, their run game was nothing. Tua didn't have any chance. So their pass game,
fancy wise, Jeff Wilson got me 0.3 points.
Yeah, and then so their passing game had to be on point. But then again, you got Jimmy and Charveris. I mean, and oh my God, Jimmy Ward's Superman interception.
My catch of the week.
Oh, and definitely, and 100% justified as well. 100% justified.
And that's good. And I'm not actually going to be here on Thursday, so I'm going to need somebody to talk over it.
I can do that. You feed me your lines, and I'll do the impression.
You told me that it was AJ Brown's. Are you changing that now?
Yeah, I put it in the chat that I wanted Jimmy Ward.
He did, yeah, because he kept saying, like, "Oh, no, this is mine. No, this is mine. This is mine."
I do it every week. I flip about 4 times.
Oh mate, I do that with players. It's great.
But Kyle full on got the best of his best mate, like genuinely.
What do you reckon of Mr. Ferrero's comment?
Baker will be starting in your playoff games. What for?
I think it will be. I think it's going to happen.
What, you think Baker's going to come to San Fran?
I do.
Oh no, because Baker is such a mardy bitch. I'm sorry. I don't want him in San Francisco. I really don't. I would much rather us go for Minshew because he has that kind of like oomph to him. I'd rather us trade for Minshew.
You won't. Well, they won't get Minshew because divisional rivalry ain't gonna have them. There's a high chance you'll be playing them either in the wild card. No, it won't be in the wild card.
We won't be in the wild card.
In the divisional or in the
Championship.
NFC.
Yeah.
This is a shame. McCaffrey will be pissed.
Oh my god, yeah, McCaffrey. I bet you we won't because of McCaffrey, because he'll be like,
It depends on your young guy if he can come back or not. Unlikely.
I mean, I'd rather us roll out and try and get. What's his name? He was in the Jaguars once upon a time ago.
Like
Don't say
Bortles
Bortles,
retired.
please don't say
Blake
Bortles.
Bortles? I'd rather us get Blake Bortles.
You could have Hoyer for half a season.
Oh no, thanks. Cam.
We'll have him back.
We'll get Cam.
Oh God.
Heaven help us if we get Cam.
Actually, to be fair, at this point, you might as well just roll out.
McCaffrey will be running back to Carolina.
I mean, at this point, you might as well just roll out like Jeff Garcia and Steve Young, see what they're doing.
Have you seen Fanatics? Made you sign a new quarterback?
Yeah.
McCaffrey or something like that, isn't it? Mr. C and Mr. Neff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted Dolphins to win because I really wanted you two to be sour faced today, and couldn't be doing with you two saying that's it, we're the best team in the league, we're gonna win everything, blah blah blah
You're
blah
just
blah.
one that's crying in the corner after your crushing loss to the Bills that ended your chance to the playoffs.
Yeah, Mr. Butler Henderson, go back to being irrelevant for the next 20, 30 years. Like, you've had your dynasty. Go back to being a Steeler. Go back to talking about days of the 70s.
We're still in the hunt. We didn't get blown out the water. 24-10 is not a blowout. 33-17 is a bit more of a blowout. I won't lie. I mean, me and Shano did put a laughing emojis when literally the first play of the play and Tyreek Hill going for 75 yards.
It's funny because we put laughing emojis at the end of the game when we won quite comfortably. So
yeah.
What happened to Tyreek Hill? Because he was in and out of the game a lot. Did he get a knock?
He's got a calf injury, isn't he?
No, that was Waddle.
I know Waddle.
Yeah, sorry,
Jordan
Waddle.
Waddle was injured.
Hill was in the game. It was Waddle that was in and out.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
Waddle...
no, yeah, it was his calf or his hammy.
It was a lower leg injury. That's what I heard.
I mean, he got 5 targets, 1 catch. I mean, Hill only had 14 targets and 9 receptions for 146 yards. Only. You know, ultimately one of them was that's Trent Sunfield, wasn't it? One target, one reception for 75 yards. It was a touchdown.
And he dropped another one.
He dropped a couple more.
Can we just talk about that? Kyle Shanahan on point with the challenges too.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
What was the first one on?
Sherfield.
I thought that was Gesicki.
No,
was that the one where he brought it down, but he actually didn't have control of it? Because I know there was the second one where it was out of bounds when they claimed it was in.
No.
That was Gesicki, wasn't it?
The first one, he sort of fell to the ground and the ball sort of fell between his arms.
Yes. Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that, I said he's dropped that.
They need to sort out this catch thing because I thought there was a couple of plays yesterday. I can't remember the other one, but there's a Gesicki one spoke to mind.
The Gesicki one
he had
was a
that
drop.
under control. He had that under
The Gesicki
control.
one was a drop. He did not have control of the ball.
There was a couple that was like, he's got control of that. And after review, the pass was incomplete. The field, the ball carrier didn't have control. It's like
Gesicki never had control of that ball.
We'll agree to disagree on that one, mate.
I would have loved
because
the
otherwise we
Gesicki
could be
points.
here all night.
I would have loved the Gesicki points, but he didn't have control of the ball at any point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But yeah. I mean, what's your running like the next few weeks?
We have Tampa Bay, then we have Seattle, Washington, Raiders, Cardinals.
Holy crap! I've just looked at our prediction league. I've gone up to second in the league.
Yes, mate.
Mr. Current?
Yeah, you were the only one who got 4 last week, mate.
Oh!
It made you jump me. I've slipped down to 3rd, and Ollie's still in a different time zone somewhere.
I've gained a bit.
I've gained a bit, yeah. We'll delve more into Cowboys destroying like the Colts in the last quarter yesterday.
Yes.
More on Thursday because that was insane, that last quarter from the Cowboys. Really, really was. 33 points.
Yeah, crazy.
First time that score, 54-19, has ever turned up in the NFL.
Scorigami!
Yep. That's the first time that one. It is been another show where those two have been going on about how great the Niners are yet
And
again.
this guy's been crying in the corner.
I'm in the middle. I'm not
we
in the corner.
can't.
You were in the corner at the start when you were crying about the Patriots loss.
You can't be criticizing. You can't be criticizing the fact that half of your presenters on the pod are supporting a team who have a history of winning Super Bowls and being of NFL royalty, and that we're playing well consistently with a third string quarterback, by the way, who is Mr. Irrelevant and no more. So yes,
only for 3/4 of the game you've played with a third string quarterback. Let's see what it's like in 2 or 3 weeks' time. Let's see what it's like in 2 or 3 weeks' time when he's giving you throwaway 2 games.
As we called this episode, Mr. Irrelevant has become relevant.
Look, if we win the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy, I will get a Brock Purdy jersey.
No, you're going to get a Brock Purdy tattoo.
Ooh.
I'm going to say
on your pecs. On your pec.
I'm not saying anything.
No, I don't know. I have this thing about having people's faces tattooed onto me. I will settle for a Brock Purdy jersey. If he repeats, then I will consider his face. But Brock Purdy wins us the Super Bowl. He's starting next year.
How about this, Sean?
You will get a Trent Dilfer tattoo. No, because I really want the 49ers to win the Super Bowl, so no, I won't make that bet.
Kelly also said...
Kelly, I liked you, mate, but not anymore.
Oh, superb.
Trent Dilfer's own mom wouldn't get a tattoo of him. All right, I'm just saying this now. Grandma Dilfer doesn't even talk about her son. Grandma Dilfer is like what's his name's parents from Ace Ventura. You knock on the door and it's like Mrs. Dilfer, and literally just a shotgun just comes straight through.
Oh, what you like, mate? What you like?
Sorry, we've been waffling on for too long. It's been a great show, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got anything else to add?
No, not tonight. Not now.
John just said, there's more chance of Mother Dilfer getting a tattoo than the Niners Super Bowl this year, let me tell you.
John, shut your mouth, mate. We're going to win the Super Bowl. Quest for 6.
John, talk to us when you're relevant.
Yeah.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to sign off because those two are making too much noise. We will be back Thursday, 8:30.
I've got a Christmas party.
He's in the pub again.
I'm a teacher, so I never get anything fun. So
I'm at a Christmas party.
I'll be back with new Purdy's #1 fan, and hopefully Shane will be out of the cupboard today, and we will be back Thursday, 8:30. Good night, all.
That's right.
Let's go Niners.